It is August 12th of 2026, and this is the Court Gallery. We kick things off in traffic court, where a defendant tries to blame a dropped phone for holding up traffic, followed by a speeder who boldly argues with the magistrate and flatly refuses to pay her fine. Then we head to Kansas, where one frustrated defendant claims she is living in hell, and another defendant tries to suddenly take back his guilty plea after learning the sentence. Is that even allowed? Finally, we end in family court for a tense custody dispute involving a dramatic police raid, serious criminal charges, and a father trying to use his daughter as a human shield. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. All that and more starts right now.
Calling case number 26 RO 04893. This is People versus Daniel Jonah Stewart. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stewart, you were present just a minute ago when the court explained the nature of an informal hearing. True?
True.
Yes? So you understood
Yes.
the court to instruct that you must select from one of three options to protect your own rights, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. The citation before the court was issued on July 15th this year at 10 minutes of 6 in the evening. You were operating a 2019 Ford F-150 silver in color on Campbell Road at or near 12 Mile in the city of Royal Oak. At that place and time, you were cited for impeding traffic, which is a 0-point non-recordable, non-moving violation. What the officer's note indicates on your ticket is northbound Campbell Road, phone in right hand, out in front, still on phone, eastbound 12 Mile Road. So what the officer at least suggests he witnessed was a violation of Michigan's hands-free law, which prohibits holding, using, or even touching a mobile electronic device while operating a motor vehicle. What he chose to write it up for is impeding traffic. And regardless, Mr. Stewart, today's your day in court. You may admit responsibility, you can admit and explain, or you can deny responsibility, and the court will swear the parties and take testimony. What do you wish the court to do for you?
I would admit and explain.
Very well. So you're confirming to the court that on the date in question, you're operating a motor vehicle in the city of Royal Oak, and in some form or fashion, you impeded traffic, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Court accepts your plea. What would you like the court to know?
I would like to say that the reason why I had my phone in my right hand is I was picking my son up there at Keller Elementary, and I was making a left from the parking lot into the onto Campbell into traffic, and my phone slid off of my center console over at my son, and my son picked it up and handed it to me, and I had it in my right hand as I was making the left, and he was talking to me, and so I was looking over at him at the light, and then I made the right to go I guess west on 12 Mile because we were going to the grocery store together, and I just didn't put the phone down back on the center console because I was going around the corner, and it slides off. I didn't want it to slide onto him, and I didn't want it to slide down in between my seats, and that was essentially what had happened. And typically I would just pay the ticket, but right now I am in a situation where every dime that I am able to accumulate goes to the to further the good life of my little boy, and I just do not have $175 right now, and so I essentially came here to ask if there was some way that we could rectify this without me giving up what amounts to a cell phone payment or a grocery trip a trip to the grocery store or anything like that.
All right, Mr. Stewart, the court certainly understands these circumstances. At some point or another in all of our lives, they will confront all of us. You might want to take a portion of your wages at some point and invest in a cell phone holder. You can pick those things up at O'Reilly's or a similar spot for plus or minus $20. But under these circumstances, what the court is going to do is assess the original charge itself could have been $220. So under these circumstances, the court's assessing a fine of $75, Mr. Stewart, and that is available. Strike that. That is payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website. Or you may walk a cash check or charge into this court at 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday between 8:30 and 4:30. The court's marking that due within 14 days. Please be careful out there. Good luck to you and your son. School's back in session. Thank you, Your Honor.
Appreciate it.
Calling case numbers. Ma'am, please permit the court to conduct the proceedings. Thank you. Calling case number 26 RO 04913. This is People versus Denise Lynn Honor. Is that you, Miss Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Miss Honor. You were present earlier when the court explained the nature of an informal hearing, true?
Yes, sir.
So you understood the court to instruct that you must select from one of three options to protect your own rights, yes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Miss Honor. The citation before the court was issued on July 16th. This year at about noon, you were operating a 2009 Ford, blue in color, on 10 Mile Road at or near Mohawk. At that place and time, you were cited for exceeding the posted speed limit by 11 to 15 miles over. That is a 40-mile-per-hour zone. And you were also cited for following too close. Officer Carr's remark on your ticket indicates tailgated 808, which is the unit of the patrol vehicle he apparently was assigned to that day. So close that he was unable to see the front of the Ford Fusion in his mirror. So the two citations are speeding and following too close. You have three options, Miss Honor. You may admit responsibility, you can admit and explain, or you can deny responsibility. The court will swear the parties and conduct your trial. What do you wish the court to do for you?
Deny. I'm not responsible.
All right, please stand by, Miss Honor. The difficulty with only having a phone is you can't necessarily pick up on the social cues. So the court's simply going to ask you to pause every now and again, as the court does. So the court is going to swear the parties under oath. Please raise your right hands. Do you both solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court shall be the truth?
Right.
Yes, Miss Honor?
I do.
Thank you very much.
I do.
The officer has the burden of proof, so he will go first, then it will be your turn. Officer Carr.
Your Honor, on July 16th, around 12:26 in the morning, I was eastbound on 10 Mile approaching Mohawk, at which time I observed a blue vehicle behind me traveling at a high rate of speed. I activated the rear closing radar, receiving a speed readout of 52 in a 40, at which time that vehicle caught up to patrol vehicle 808, got on my rear bumper so close in my rearview mirror I could not see the front of her vehicle. So at which time I changed lanes to the right and initiated a traffic stop. I ran the radar through the internal test before and after the shift, passing both times. And I've been radar/laser certified since 2004.
Thank you very much. Officer Carr, obviously, or presumably, this was rear-facing radar.
Correct.
Yes? Okay. And you indicated it was tested before and after shift per MSP regulations. Were you aware of any radio frequency interference with the radar unit?
I had no issues with the radar. Like I said, it passed before and after the shift, the internal test.
And nothing in between you and the blue vehicle?
Just the blue vehicle at rear closing at the highest rate of speed there.
Very well. And as you developed your investigation through the traffic stop any further, was there anything else you feel that would be germane to your case in chief?
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Honor, it's your turn. What would you like the court to know?
Okay, Your Honor. I had my GPS on. I was coming home from my brother's house, borrowing some money. I knew I was going to go through the traffic because I don't know my way around Royal Oak. So I knew I had to hit, take the service drive, which is a 2-lane road with the directed traffic going down this road. There was too much traffic. I was behind a box truck. I put on my blinker. I got over into the right lane. My GPS told me to get back over to stay in the left lane is what it said. So I put my blinker on. I got over between the box truck and the police officer. And he slowed down. I slowed down. Everybody slowed down. He cut off the people that were coming up from behind me because it is a 2-lane road, which would make it impossible to be going 10 to 15 miles over the speed limit, first of all. Second of all, he got behind me, pulled me over. I turned on my blinker, got over into the right-hand lane, turned down the side street, and pulled over. The officer immediately got out of his car, walking very fast towards me, yelling at me about how close I was to his vehicle. I didn't realize I was that close, but I don't know. But he started yelling at me. I was speeding, and no, I was not. I had my GPS on. I know how fast I was going. I was not even over 45. Not even. I thought the speed limit was 35. So if anything, I was going 40, between 40 and 42 maybe to get in front of the truck. So that's my explanation for that. I was not speeding at the consistent speed he says I was. 10 to 15 is a remarkable jump, not knowing. I don't know what anything about the radar, but it's either one or the other. Was I going 10? Was I going 15? There is no way I was going that fast on a 2-lane road full of people, vehicles. There is just no way. So that's my explanation. I concede.
Thank you. I believe in your testimony you did indicate that your GPS told you to get back into a left lane, and when you did, you were in between a box truck and the patrol vehicle. Was that
Yes, sir.
your statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And how much distance would you estimate was between your rear bumper and the front of that patrol vehicle?
I would say about 2 to 3 feet.
2, 3 feet. Okay. All right.
I had to squeeze in there because, I had to get over. And my turn was coming up, so I had to get over.
Fair enough. Unless there's anything further you wish the court to know, Miss Honor, the court appreciates your statement and will turn back to Officer Carr for rebuttal.
I do believe. Oh,
Miss Honor, you're all set. So the
Okay.
officer is going to give his rebuttal testimony now. That's only permitted if it is in some form tailored to your statement. Officer Carr.
Like a couple of things to add. There was no vehicle between us and Mrs. Honor as she changed lanes to the left. There was a clear radar reading of her vehicle. When I changed lanes to the right to initiate a traffic stop, I did not cut anyone off. They let me over. And thirdly, I did not yell at her. It's all on body camera.
Okay. Thank you very much. The court has heard the testimony of both parties in People v. Honor and is ready to make its findings and conclusions. The court first notes that these are civil proceedings and therefore the burden of proof on the people is a mere preponderance of the evidence, which is likened to the featherweight test. Secondly, the court wishes to believe after 40 years in and around the courts in the state of Michigan, folks are always proceeding in good faith based on their best recollection and perception. And lastly, the court has no idea what Miss Honor's driving record might look like. The court judges each and every one of these matters on the merits before it only, and not on any previous driving history. The court does believe that, given the fact that the burden of proof is a quantified 50.1% standard, that burden has in fact been met. The court does find you responsible, Miss Honor. The total on each of these citations is $150. So the grand total is $300. That is payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website, or you may walk a cash or check or charge into this court at 400 East 11 Mile. Excuse me?
Your Honor, I duly respectfully respect your decision, but this is,
Ms. Honor, the court has made a ruling and is now trying to explain to you how to take care of your responsibility with respect to the fine.
oh my God, I'm not going to pay
Honor,
for something I did not do.
Ms. Honor, that is a $300 fine. You are welcome to appeal the court's ruling by posting a $300 bond within 7 days, and the matter will be placed upon the formal hearing docket of the chief judge, and the city would be represented by a city prosecutor. So $300 as a bond or a fine within 7 days, that completes your hearing. Please be safe out there. Calling case number 26, RO 04911, People v. Daniel James Glander. Mr. Glander, you available? Daniel Glander? Mr. Glander? Calling case number 26, RO 04932. This is People versus Jalen Simon Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins, are you available?
Yes, I'm available.
Ms. Jenkins, you were present, if you can sort out your camera to get that activated. You were present earlier when the court explained the nature of an informal hearing, true?
Yes.
And so you understood the court to instruct that you must select from one of three options to protect your rights, yes?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Jenkins. The citation before the court is one for speeding. It was issued on July 17 this year at about 20 minutes of noon. You were operating a 2023 Chevrolet Trailblazer, white in color, Woodward Avenue, M1, at or near Parent in the city of Royal Oak. And at that place and time, You were cited for exceeding the posted speed limit by a minimum of 1 to a maximum of 5 miles over. It is a posted 45 through that area, and Officer Carr's detail note indicates a LiDAR, meaning to say laser reading of 62 in a 45, but he wrote this for 1 to 5 over versus 12 over. So you have 3 options, Ms. Jenkins. You can admit responsibility, you may admit and explain, or you can deny responsibility. The court will swear the parties and take your testimony. What would you like the court to do for you?
I admit it. I just wanted to see if I can get no points.
Okay, Ms. Jenkins, the court is not legally permitted to haggle with you or negotiate with respect to points. The court doesn't actually assign the points. That is the responsibility of the Secretary of State. The court is here to take one of 3 forms of a plea, and then whatever sanctions are forthcoming can depend upon your own explanation and or the disposition of the officer. So the court again asks if you wish to admit and explain, or deny responsibility.
I admit it.
Very well. So you're confirming to the court that on the date in question, you were operating a motor vehicle in the city of Roanoke and exceeded the posted speed of 45 by at least 1 mile over, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. The court accepts your plea. What's happening, Ms. Jenkins? What would you like the court to know?
But what?
That incident. Other than the fact that you'd like to have no points, which the court understands, that's
That
the
was
first time the court
it.
has heard that request. But what else would you like to tell the court? Were you in a hurry?
I was just trying to get over. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. No worries. Thank you. Officer Carr, what would you like to share?
Yeah, I don't have much to add, but can we do limited access 1 to 5, please?
Very well. Limited access speed, Ms. Jenkins, is a 0-point violation
Okay.
and will not therefore show up as points on your driving record. So that one is $130. That is payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website, or you can walk a cash check or charge into this court at 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday between 3:30 and 4:30. And the court is going to mark that due within 14 days. That completes your hearing. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You as well.
Bye.
Next case, State of Kansas versus Marvin Levon Burks, 26 CR 227. Good afternoon, Mr. Burks.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Mr. Burks, you are charged by way of information, count 1, on or about April 1, 2025, in Butler County, Kansas, theft after prior conviction, a level 9 non-person felony. Count 2, same date and location, criminal trespass, class B non-person misdemeanor. And count, those are the only charges pending against you. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
You do have the right to counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed to represent you. Are you currently employed?
No, I'm disabled.
How long has it been since you worked?
It's been about 5 years, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is your current address?
30. I stay at a trailer up north, Country Club Road, trailer 35.
Okay.
It was at 229, the homeless shelter, but I do have me a place now.
Okay. Very well. The court does appoint Jorge de Hoyos to represent you. Jorge de Hoyos is appointed to represent you at all stages of the proceedings. The court schedules your next appearance before Judge Crum, and that would be on Monday, September 14, 2026 at 2:30 on the felony preliminary hearing control docket. Monday, September 14, 2026, 2:30 before Judge Crum. You do need to be present by Zoom process at that time.
Your Honor,
Yes,
may I interrupt? Sorry. They got me going also to court on September the 4th.
I don't doubt that. You may very well have another court appearance,
Yeah.
but this is a new charge. Next item of business is to set appropriate bond. I know you're disabled. You've advised of what your current address is at the trailer, north part of El Dorado.
It's 2610.
Do you have any family that reside in Butler County, Kansas?
No.
Okay.
I have my ex-wife here.
Okay. And recommendation for bond, Mr. Baca?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the state's request is a $5,000 cash or surety bond. While it is a non-person felony charge, that theft, there is a listed victim on that. Can inform the court. He does have a good bit of history in related crimes. He has misdemeanor theft conviction, as well as a misdemeanor use of a financial card, some interference with law enforcement misdemeanors as well. And then I'll also let the court know, in some of his prior history, he has at least 4 prior listed failure to appears in some of those cases. So in consideration of all of that and the current charges, that's the reason for the state's request today.
Thank you, Mr. Baca. Court does note the request for a $5,000 cash or surety bond. The court orders a $2,500 cash or surety bond. Court does find that Mr. Burks does have connection with the community at his address where located, and subsequently orders $2,500 cash or surety bond. Anything further, Mr. Baca?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Burks?
Yes, so I'm still being held on bond, Your Honor.
The recommendation was for $5,000 cash or surety. I ordered a $2,500 cash or surety bond. So the answer to your question is yes.
So how long will I be here for, Your Honor?
Well, I find that you have somewhat limited contacts with the community. I have not ordered an on your own recognizance bond. So until you make your bond of either $2,500 cash or you obtain the services of a surety, the court orders you held based on that bond that the court sets at this time.
So I need $2,500 cash money? I don't
Cash or surety, or you can hire a bail bondsman.
Okay.
Either way.
Okay.
Anything further, Mr. Burks?
Yes. So I need money to get out, right? I'm lost. Yes.
Okay. In order to get out, you'll need to make a bond. The bond will have to be either $2,500 cash or hire the services of an approved bail bondsman for $2,500. Either or.
Okay. And I go back to court when?
You go back to court on
September 14th.
September 14, 2026, 2:30.
Okay. And if I haven't bailed out?
And you've been appointed counsel of Jorge de Hoyos. Jorge de Hoyos is appointed to represent you.
Okay, now that's going to cause me to miss my court date in September also, right?
No, I don't, unless it's September 14.
It's September the 4th.
Where's that court date?
September the 4th here in El Dorado.
We'll take you to it.
What's your name, Judge? I mean, what's your name? Representing me in that court. the lawyer, he's a public defender, Mr. James,
James Watts.
yeah, James Watts,
Okay, what date are you talking about?
September the 4th.
September the 4th.
Yes,
And if you're represented by Mr. Watts,
yes.
it will either be by Zoom at the jail, or if you have an in-person appearance, you'll be transported to the Butler County Judicial Building.
Okay.
Anything further?
No, sir.
There being nothing further to come before the court, court is in recess, and you're free to go. Have a good day. Next case on first appearance docket, State of Kansas versus Devin Michelle Orsak, 26 CR 302. Good afternoon, Miss Orsak. Miss Orsak, can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
You are charged by way of information, count 1, on or about August 12, 2026, Butler County, Kansas, interference with law enforcement, Class A, non-person misdemeanor. Count 2, same date and location, possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B, non-person misdemeanor. Those are the charges pending against you. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, I do.
You do have the right to counsel if you cannot afford an attorney. One would be appointed to represent you. Are you currently employed?
I guess you could call it that. No, I'm not employed. I'm not working. I'm not trying to work here.
What is your current address?
I don't know it. Like you guys
Do you
all
have
know.
any family that reside in Butler County, Kansas?
No, sir.
Recommendation for bond, Mr. Baca?
Well, Your Honor, based on the charges here today, along with informing the court that there is at least one prior felony conviction of attempted burglary on a record, as well as prior obstruction, misdemeanor, theft, trespass misdemeanors, along with her comments here today, it doesn't seem strong ties or ability to get to court, which causes a concern as well. I think based on all of that, state's request today is a $5,000 cash or surety bond.
Thank you, Mr. Baca. Anything further to bring to the court's attention?
Can I say something? I actually have bonded out, and I'm very good on my word on and actually on standing grounds on that. I've already have done all that. I do not have a problem getting anywhere. It's just the fact that I might be a little handicapped, maybe like, just a little bit. So maybe that might be the only problem. I mean, occasionally my muscles lock up, or I get a little weaker. I have little things that are fucking complicated every time I keep coming and getting moved around a little bit in certain areas with stress. So no, but I do not have a problem getting where I need to go.
All right.
I don't know what day it is sometimes because I'm a little handicapped. A little retarded, let me say. Yeah, kind of like this guy twisting over here.
Pardon me?
As in the guy on the camera over here to the right of me is doing some weird little. It's very distracting.
Okay. Miss Orsak, the court does find a cash or surety bond to be appropriate. Court does order a cash or surety bond.
You already know I'm not going to get out of here anytime soon because you're doing this cash surety bond. So it doesn't even give me a chance to even do anything I need to do. I don't have nowhere to, I don't live here. So, I mean, I can't even get out of town if I wanted to because nobody will give me a ride. And then the person that might give me a ride, I can't even tell you what happened to him because you know what? It's just not my place to talk about it.
Okay. Court does find the
I'm in hell. I'm in fucking hell.
The court does find that the appropriate bond to be 5,000 cash or surety, 5,000 cash or surety bond. There being anything further, Mr. Baca?
Well, Judge, I'm not sure if I just missed it. I wasn't sure if we set another date or inquired about an attorney. I'm sorry.
You are correct. We have not done that. Court does appoint Darren Patterson to represent Ms. Orsak at all stages of the proceedings. Darren Patterson is appointed to represent Ms. Orsak at all stages of the proceedings. Court does set this next appearance on the misdemeanor control and warrant to show cause docket before Mr. Patterson.
Sorry, Judge.
Excuse me, with Mr. Patterson and that would be by Zoom process Monday, November 2nd, 2026 at 8 a.m. Monday, November 2nd, 2026, 8 a.m. before Judge Webster. So counsel's been appointed, Mr. Patterson. Bond has been set, 5,000 cash or surety. Next appearance date on the misdemeanor control and warrant to show cause docket before Judge Webster, November 2nd, 2026 at 8 a.m. by Zoom process. Anything further, Mr. Baca?
Not on this matter, Your Honor. I do believe she has another case on today.
There being nothing, excuse me, Miss Orsak, anything further?
No, I'm just fucking living in hell.
There being nothing further to come before the court, court is in recess. And Miss Orsak, have a good day.
Okay, Judge, the next one, I'm just gonna let her say her name, because I'll hack it up, and it starts with a K.
Good. Oh, I think I see that. All right. That's what I thought. She says that so easily, doesn't she, Deputy?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give it a try, but I know I'm not going to do it justice. We are on the record in BU 2026 TR 1156, State of Kansas versus John Ollie Dina Kongmanachon. Now, would you say it correctly?
It's Jana Lee, Dina Kongmanachon.
Jana Lee, Dina, that part's not hard. And then Kongmanachon?
Yeah, Kongmanachon. Yeah.
Kongmanachon. Jane Ollie?
Yeah, Jana Lee.
Jana Lee. Jana Lee, Dina Kongmanachon. Okay. Yes. So let's look at your charges. Joseph Baca for the state, and the defendant is Kongmanachon in person and pro se. You are charged with count 1 speeding 95 in a 75-mile-per-hour zone. This is a traffic infraction. It carries a scheduled fine only, but no jail time. Count 2, you're accused of driving while your license was suspended. That is a Class B misdemeanor. If convicted, your fine could be anywhere from $100 to $1,000. Your jail sentence could be up to 6 months, although probation is an option. Diversion, I think that speed probably puts you outside the diversion line, but maybe not. If you wanted to look into diversion, you could. You do have the right to an attorney. You can hire an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Or you can waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. So do you wish to hire an attorney, apply for court-appointed, or represent yourself?
Can I try to apply for a court-appointed one?
Certainly. Tell me, are you employed at this time?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work at Simmons Pet Food Factory in
Emporia?
Kansas. Yeah.
And is that a full-time job?
Yes.
How much do you get paid per month?
Per month. Do you mind if I?
If you need a minute, sure. What do you need to do?
Just gonna like it's about around like
Sure, go ahead. If you need to calculate it, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, no, my phone died. Never mind. It's about 4,000 a month.
And are you married?
3,600 to 4,000 a month, I believe.
And are you married or single?
Single.
Children?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any minor children that you legally support?
No.
And what do you pay per month for rent or mortgage, if anything?
I pay rent. That's about like $660 a month.
Do you pay utilities on top of that?
Yes.
How much per month for water, trash, gas, sewer, all of that, electric?
Electric, for like $180 a month.
Anything else?
As for like utilities, no.
Okay. Any other payments you have to make per month?
Just my phone bills, my car, and my internet.
Let's break those down. What's your car payment per month?
Oh, jeez.
615.11, I believe. 611.15. Yeah, 611.15. And then as for my internet, I pay like
Hang on, give me
65.
just a minute.
I'm sorry.
I hit a snag there. Let me see. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, car insurance as well. I pay like $285 for car insurance. And then phone bill is just 50. It's just car insurance. And then do I include my internet in there too? Is it in there? Okay.
Sounds like a bill. What do you have to pay for it?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just my car insurance, my car, my internet, and my phone.
Did you give me the internet?
Yeah, it's 65. And then I also have a payment plan with an insurance company through like my accident that I had. So I'm paying them like $210 a month, I believe.
So do you have about, you said you, okay. So you have about $1,535 each month that you don't have to spend on anything that's strictly discretionary spending?
Yes, I think so.
All right, that would leave you not qualifying for court appointed, but I can let you have some time to hire if you need to.
Does food and groceries count with that as well?
Clothing, groceries, but okay, so that's probably how much about per month about?
I would say like I would say like 600 or 800 a month worth groceries.
Okay, so that bring you down to about 1,000 a month left over. That would still be considered money you could put towards an attorney. So I'm going to find you don't qualify at this time, but I can give you some time to attempt to hire an attorney if you want. Also, you can fill out a written application there and make sure you have everything correctly reflected, and I can look at it again if you want. But for
There's
the time,
any like internet like subscriptions like shows and stuff count as well?
I think that again is discretionary spending that would not really be considered.
So I'm gonna say like
Showtime and HBO and those kind of things, those are discretionary. But if you want to fill out one of the applications, you can. At this time, I'm denying court appointed. And when is her court date? Let's give her maybe a Monday in case she does come up with an attorney.
November 9th.
You'll need to be back here November 9th at 9 a.m. Hopefully that'll give you some time to talk to attorneys and fill out an application if you need to. Anything else before we adjourn, counsel?
Judge, I believe she may need to be processed on this.
Okay. Yes, for driving while suspended, do you have a recommendation per bond?
I do, Your Honor. Not a significant amount of history to speak of. So based on the current charges, state's recommendation is $1,000 cash or surety bond.
That will be the order of the court, $1,000 cash or surety bond. Can you make that bond at this time, Miss Kanmanchan?
Not today, but I can make that payment tomorrow because my check doesn't process until tomorrow morning.
What town do you live in?
I live in Emporia, Kansas.
Who drove you to court today?
My brother.
Can he loan you the money to postpone the 10% if that's what the bondsman requires?
And how much would that be? That 1,000? Is that?
I think some of them go 10%, which would be 100.
Okay. Is that much? Is that how much I would have to pay?
It depends on what you can work out with your bondsman. Between you and a bondsman, I need $1,000 surety. And they usually make you put up 10 if I understand correctly.
Okay, so does that mean I would have to only pay 10% of that? Or
Probably, but that's not something I get into generally.
Okay.
But I understand that the legislature is really cracking down on bonds, and they're getting involved in the business that they usually aren't involved in, and they're trying to get involved more in the legal process of setting bonds and taking the authority away from judges and trying to impose their own determinations. So, all right. So do you think you can do that?
I should be able to pay that 10% if that's what they're asking for. But I'm not sure, like,
that you will go to jail and you will have to call a bondsman and you'll work out something with the bondsman.
Okay.
You know what, folks, I'm gonna do? What's her record look like? If anything.
Informed judge, not really any prior history or prior failure to appear that I can see. Of course, that's the state's recommendation. Understand the judge can make findings of something different.
Well, that's why I'm trying to figure out if I can find something different. They create presumptions. Right, this appears to be her first thing on her record, right?
That I
Yeah.
can see, Your Honor.
Were you saying something different, ma'am?
No, this is the first.
Well, I'm gonna set it 1,000 cash or surety, but I'm gonna give some more thought to seeing how I can work that, get some discretion back from the legislature. All right, thank you, ma'am. You're gonna have to go with the officer for the time being.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, fill that out. That's your court date, and you're gonna have to go with him.
Okay.
That's my last one, thank goodness.
Okay, yes, indeed.
Maybe they'll start arresting them out on the scene.
Yeah, that might be the way to do it.
Thank you.
I wouldn't like that if I were a motorist, but I don't think I'd like anything about that. So, but somebody's got to do something to enforce the law. All right, so we are on the record in Burks, BU 2024 TR 2464. Oh, excuse me, folks. State of Kansas versus Stanton Lamar Burks. Joseph Baca for the state. Stanton Burks, are you here?
Yes.
Sir, you are here on count one, speeding 92 miles per hour in a 75 mile per hour zone. That is a traffic infraction with a scheduled fine, no jail time. In count two, you're accused of driving without proof of insurance. These happening September 12th of the year 2024. Driving without proof of insurance, a B misdemeanor, carries a fine at least of $300, but no more than $1,000, and up to 6 months in the county jail. Are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, or represent yourself, Mr. Burks?
I'm just gonna plead out.
Are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, or represent yourself, sir?
Represent myself.
You know that you have the right to hire an attorney, and if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply for court appointed?
Correct.
Knowing that, you wish to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone making you give up your right to an attorney today by any threats or promises?
No.
Then I will have the record reflect both in the journal entry and docket notes that you're knowingly and voluntarily waiving your right to an attorney. How then, sir, do you want to plead to these charges? You can plead not guilty and set them for trial. You can plead guilty, admitting them, and proceed to sentencing. Or you can plead no contest, neither admitting or denying, but you'd still be found guilty and proceed to sentencing. I also could give you some time to look into the county attorney's diversion program and see if you could qualify for the diversion we've been talking about this morning with others, which could potentially get these charges dismissed from your record. So on the issue of attorney or diversion, how do you wish to proceed?
Plead guilty and just get a fine.
All right, by pleading guilty, you're admitting that you were driving 92 in a 75?
Yeah.
And you're pleading that you were driving on that date, September 12th of 2024, without insurance?
Yes.
You understand that with the plea of guilty, you're admitting the charges, giving up your right to trial?
Yes, correct.
That you will be found guilty, most likely, and unable to appeal conviction?
Understand.
Anyone making you enter these pleas of guilty today by threats or promises?
Nope.
I find you guilty. Recommendations for sentencing, Mr. Baca?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, in regards to count one, that speeding, believe the scheduled fine for that is $87. That would be the state's recommendation. In regards to count two, State would recommend the statutory minimum $300 fine. State would also recommend 120 days jail suspended. Would also recommend 6 months of a non-reporting probation and pay court costs.
Did you total that and does it come to $495?
I believe that's correct, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, Mr. Burks, your fine for speeding is $87. That is the scheduled fine. Your fine for driving without insurance is $300. That's the minimum I can impose. I'm also ordering that you pay court costs of $108. I believe that totals $495. How much time do you need to pay that, sir? $495?
2 months.
I will give you 60 days to pay that. Contact the clerk of the district court to find out how to make payment arrangements. Her number is 316-322-4370. Now, for that no proof of insurance, I'm giving you a 120-day jail sentence. I will suspend that, so you will not have to pay to serve that if you successfully complete a 6-month non-reporting probation. You will not have to see a probation officer, but you have
Quick question. I just plead guilty real quick because I stay in Minnesota. That warrant don't hold in no other state that I had on me, so I paid bond. I was on a Toro rental. It had insurance on there. I got put over from one of your state troopers from the front. Never seen that in no jurisdiction in no other state. I'm pleading so I could get my license back in Minnesota. That Toro guy gave me his insurance. I tried to give it to that officer. He never took it. I don't know nothing about your jurisdiction, but I have that insurance for that rental.
If you had insurance, why did you plead guilty?
Because I need my license back for my job. That's holding me back. You see, I just took care of that this year. That was 2 years just holding me back. I was going to deal with. That
was a couple of years ago. Well, I asked you if anybody was making you. I went through its litany of questions with you.
I have the insurance for the Toro. That was a Toro rental. The car was a rental from Toro, and it had insurance on it. The speeding, I could take the speeding, but I got insurance. But I need to take care of this so I can get to work. I got my CDLs, and it's holding me back.
All right, so what's going on here? You told me you wanted to plead guilty, that you were guilty. You convinced me you were guilty. I started imposing your fines, and all of a sudden you're like, no, I'm not guilty. What's happening? What's happening?
Got a 6-month probation and this insurance on that Toro, but dealing with you guys in Butler County, you only could talk to one person when you call down there. So yes, I would plead just to pay this fine off to just get rid of that state. Yes.
All right. You waived your right to attorney, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I said all that. Yes, I did.
You pled guilty, correct?
Correct.
Now you don't like the penalties, so you're wanting to back out of all of it?
I didn't say that at all. It's a monstrosity state dealing with, for one. That's what I said. For two, I said I will plead guilty to everything that you impose, ma'am.
Just tell me in plain, simple language, what are you wanting to do at this point?
Plead guilty, ma'am, to impose them fines of 400 and what's that? 495 you have?
May I proceed with sentencing then?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's do that, Mr. Burks. On count 1, the scheduled fine for speeding 92 miles per hour in a 75 mile per hour zone, $87 is imposed. On count 2, driving without proof of insurance, a B misdemeanor, carries, as I said, $300 up to $1,000 fine, and I'm giving you the minimum $300. I'm opposing court costs for $495, giving you 60 days to pay because you told me that's how much time you could have to pay it. Now then, I give you 120 days in jail, but I said you won't have to serve that if you successfully complete a 6-month non-reporting probation. You will not have to see a probation officer, but you will be on probation for 6 months. And if you violate it, it can be revoked and you can end up serving 120-day jail. Now, what are the conditions of probation? They're probably the easiest conditions you'll ever have if you're ever on probation. And I say that generally to people, not just you. Condition number 1 is to pay the total due within 60 days. Condition number 2, that's condition number 1. Condition number 2 is don't violate any laws for 6 months. That's it.
You will have your money within 60 days, ma'am.
That's not my money, but the state will. Thank you.
State of Kansas will have their money in 60 days, ma'am.
All right. And you won't violate any laws for 6 months, and you can put this case behind you, sir.
Say less.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Understand.
Okay. Now, to make sure you pay those payments and don't get your license suspended for failure to pay, you can contact our clerk of the district court at 316-322-4370.
Got it.
All right. If there's nothing further, we'll be in recess. Mr. Baca, was there anything further on this matter?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Burks, anything further?
No, ma'am.
All right. Then you're excused. You may go. And then let's see. I still have someone on here. Mr. Fundenberger has shown up. Called your case earlier. You weren't here. We're on the record in BU 2026 TR 1245, State of Kansas versus Sean Nicholas Fundenberger. Jared Regier for the state. Mr. Fundenberger, are you here now?
There. Yeah, I'm here.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I was on as a phone name earlier. I finally
All
seen where I
right,
could change it.
sir. You are charged in count 1 with violation of restrictions on your driver's license or permit. This is an unclassified misdemeanor. In count 2, you're accused of operating a motor vehicle without registration or with expired tag, also an unclassified misdemeanor. The penalty for that charge is, 108 court costs. On the violation of restrictions, Mr. Regier, is that one of those where, as an unclassified non-person misdemeanor, the penalties are still up to $2,500 in fines and 30 days to 6 months under the traffic code, or is that one of those where it's maximum 30 days and $500?
Your Honor, I'm on
Mr.
this
Baca.
one, just to inform the court. And in looking at the statute, upon a first conviction, it is stating that it's a fine not to exceed $250. However, $250. However, the court also has to suspend driving privileges upon a conviction for at least 30 days, but not more than 2 years.
Okay. All right. So those are your penalties. Mr. Fundenberger, you can hire an attorney. I cannot appoint one because the penalties aren't significant enough, but you can hire an attorney, or you can even look into diversion. Are you a CDL holder?
No, ma'am.
All right. You want to look into diversion and see if you can get the state to dismiss these charges?
I don't live in Kansas. I was actually there visiting, dropping off a motor scooter to my cousin. And as soon as I can get to my information here, I'm gonna have to plead. I don't know when the driving on restriction was brought into this. It must have been after my. I do believe I missed a court date because I was contacting Augusta. I was not aware it was in El Dorado. Augusta had told me that they didn't have record of it. So I just kind of left it at that. Well, then I was contacted through my mailing address in Kansas that you guys were going to issue a warrant. So I called because I'm trying to get the matter taken care of. I don't hold a Kansas driver's license, but I don't know when in the case that actually became a charge. Let me see here. Sorry about that.
Well, your citation suggests you live in Lyons, Kansas. Is that not
No,
correct?
that is a mailing address in Kansas.
So
My
you
address
don't,
is my address is 411
don't
County
say that
Road.
over the internet, please, sir. Don't say it over the internet.
Oh, okay.
I will tell you, sir, that you have a very limited window of time to make your driver's license reflect your true address. If you
Yes,
don't live in Kansas, I don't think you can have a valid Kansas license.
I don't have a valid Kansas license. I don't
Well,
hold
Kansas thinks you do. You haven't apparently surrendered one.
yes, I have. I actually had to have a breathalyzer installed in my vehicle in Texas in order to get my Texas driver's license. And that was a requirement of the state of Kansas.
Well, and you're not supposed to have licenses in two states at once, and you say you don't.
My license was taken by the officer that arrested me in Kansas.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to have two at the same time. All right, sir, do you want to talk to an attorney? It sounds like you've got a number of legal matters going on that it might be.
Well, I mean, my first question is, when did the restriction become a matter in a no safety glasses that turned into a no registration? Because it wasn't my vehicle that I was transporting.
All right, well, let me just tell you first of all that when the citation was issued September 15th of 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
At 45 minutes after midnight, you were allegedly stopped on Southwest Scare Road and Southwest 100th Street.
Yes.
And you were given a ticket for violation of driving while suspended, 8-262, and a violation of 8-142. What is that charge, Mr. Baca? 142 is.
On the original citation.
Your Honor, that's
Hold on.
That's the registration. However, there is an information that was filed, but 142 is the expired tag registration.
Okay. And then, so that's what the officer originally sentenced you to, or charged you with.
Yes,
but then he turned it over to the clerk and to the county attorney, and the county attorney filed what's called an information. They charged a formal document, and they charged both violation of restrictions and operating with an expired tag. So your ticket does show both charges. You just didn't spell out the one, perhaps.
There was only one on the original citation, and that was the non-registration of a vehicle. That was the original charge. And then, like I say, I missed court because I was contacting the wrong court. I didn't have the ticket on me. I travel. I don't live in Kansas. I don't plan on living in Kansas. I travel for work. So I was delivering a motor scooter from Texas to my cousin who moved to Kansas.
Okay, look at your look at your citation again, because if yours doesn't say the same mine does, the officers added something to it. Mine, it looks like the original citation, the original handwriting appears to be the same. Under violations, do you have your ticket with you?
No, ma'am. It's in Augusta.
Well, you better look at it, because the citation I'm looking at says driving W/ I can't read it, but it's sub something or other, SUS or SUB. It looks like it's okay. Driving with suspended / cancel is what I think he's canceled, suspended, or revoked. That's what
Yes, in
driving,
the
that's
state
what
of Kansas, it is.
driving while suspended, canceled, or revoked. Statute 8-262 misdemeanor. Right underneath of the driving is expired registration 8-142 misdemeanor. Now, those are the two charges. Are you saying your ticket didn't have two charges on it?
Ma'am, okay, here's what I'm stating. I'm gonna plead not guilty, but if the court will give me a chance to request some information from you guys, because I don't know where the restriction comes from. If it comes from child support, I'm the receiver of child support, not the payee. So,
Well, I don't know anything about why it's suspended. The ticket doesn't say that. It just says you're suspended.
okay, and I was never informed of that because I hold a Texas driver's license. The state of Kansas required me to have an interlock in order to get that Texas driver's license. So there was no two driver's licenses. That I don't know where that's coming into this at. But I'm gonna have to request that the court give me any information which shows that I am restricted.
Well, the court doesn't give what you just asked for, but you can have your attorney file a motion for discovery and get that information from the state. If you're not going to have an attorney, you're going to need to know how to do that on your own.
Well, yeah, I can take care of all of that, but I'm gonna just have to plead not guilty on both charges because
All right, not guilty. I'll set this for bench trial. What date do you have, please, Jenna?
I have September 16th.
You must be back here. You can do this by Zoom, September 16th at 1:30. The state will be required to present their evidence. The burden is on them to find you guilty. And if they cannot prove that you were suspended, then you'll be found not guilty. If they prove you were suspended, you'll probably be found guilty.
yes. So when I travel back to Kansas is when it becomes an issue.
No, the states usually give full force and credit to each other's suspensions. If you're not suspended in one state, the other state won't call you suspended. If you're suspended in Kansas, Texas will probably find you driving while suspended. If you're suspended in Texas and driving in Kansas, Kansas will probably file you. But I'm not your attorney. I'm giving you more representation than you need. So
understood. I'll have the proper paperwork filed today. So on all my motions, none of them will be heard until the 16th of September.
right, correct.
Okay.
But make sure you send a copy of those motions to the county attorney. They'll have time to respond. Understand that you can hire an attorney anytime you want, and your attorney can represent you. But if you're going to insist on representing yourself, you're held to the same standards and knowledge as the attorney would be.
Yes, ma'am. And I have access to any information that I need, and so I will just see you guys on the 16th.
All right. Anything further for the state, Mr. Baca?
Don't believe there's anything further for the state, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Fundin.
And so am I on bond, or how is this?
Doesn't look like you made bond. Looks like you appeared on summons. You've got unclassified misdemeanors. I don't think bond is necessary. But if you fail to come to court, I can always issue a warrant for failure to come to court because it is a court order.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I just want to make it clear to the state and to you that the mailing address in Kansas is my mailing address. My physical address, as far as that goes, is in
All right.
Texas.
Well, if you want to call the clerk.
Well, I travel.
If you want to call the clerk of the court and give them your physical address in Texas, you can do so. If you want to call the county attorney or email the county attorney, you can do that. What is your legal?
Well, yeah, and that information
What
is on
is
that information.
what is your legal address? Is it the one where you in Texas? You say you physically live and reside in Texas. You just haven't.
Yes, that is my intent. That is my intent, but I'm in the middle of a divorce,
Oh, okay.
so it's kind of it's
I see.
wishy-washy through the whole
Okay,
thing.
so you're prior to the divorce action, you lived in Kansas.
No, for 8 years I've been in Texas.
But you're still using a Kansas driver's license address?
No, no, ma'am, no,
Right,
ma'am.
'cause
I
that's not
use
legal.
a Kansas mailing address. How is that not legal, ma'am?
Well, you have 10 days, as I recall it is, to change your driver's license when you move under Kansas law, to change the address on your driver's license.
Under Kansas law, but I'm not moving to Kansas.
But you have a Kansas driver's license, and then that's what I'm talking about.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, well, we will take that all up at your trial. But
trial or
the next appearance is a trial. I didn't say anything about pretrial.
Okay. Okay.
Well, the citation says that on September 15th of 25, your address was 803 blank Avenue in Lyons, Kansas.
Yes, ma'am, and that has been my mailing address my whole life. Because I'm never in one place. I mean, Texas was the longest I've been somewhere. Other than that, I travel.
Well, we'll take that all up at the next court date.
Yes, because I need an address that people can get a hold of me at. That is the address I use. They contact me wherever I am, and I take care of it, just like I did the summons.
Well, you might want to double check what the driver's license statute says about such things to make sure you're not in violation.
Yeah, I haven't been in Kansas in 8 years. I haven't held a driver's license in Kansas since 2010.
All right.
When I got the original charge, which was DUI.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Baca?
Don't believe there's anything further on this matter for the state, Your Honor.
All right. We'll be in recess on Fundenberger. Mr. Fundenberger is excused from these proceedings.
Oh, one more time, could you clarify the date? September?
Jenna, would you give that to him again?
Please.
Yes, Your Honor. I have September 16th, 1:30 in the afternoon.
16th, 1:30 in the afternoon. And you just want me to log on about 30 minutes before?
Oh, 30 minutes is more than enough.
Okay. Awesome. I will see you ladies there.
And Mr. Baca, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fundenberg may leave the proceedings, and Jenna, is that the conclusion of this docket?
Court calls case People versus Dustin Megason.
Good morning to Your Honor and to your staff. May it please the court, Joseph Slavin, P number 61705, on behalf of Mr. Megason, who stands to my right. Sir, could you state your name for the record, please?
Dustin Megason.
Your Honor, we've had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report. We find no additions, corrections, or deletions that need to be made there too. Just brief allocution.
Okay. I have a bond violation. Were you aware of that?
I was not, Your Honor. What's the bond?
It's also set for a hearing today. It appears to me that he operated a vehicle without security.
I was not aware of the, was there no insurance, someone?
Yes, I had been pulled over for. I didn't get no ticket for it. I didn't get no tickets, and I didn't get arrested.
It looks to me, counsel, and I will
I got pulled up.
tell you what I'll do so that you have all of the information. I'll pass the matter and then have my staff give you a copy of this report. So that
that's, I don't have that
Okay, so I'll pass this, man. Go through that with your counsel, your attorney. Sir, go ahead and have a seat. Court recalls the case People versus Justin Magnuson.
Right. Your Honor, again, Joseph Slavin, P number 61705 on behalf of Mr. Megson. Your Honor, I did have the opportunity to read through the statement. There was no citation issued. There was a glitch. I did talk to Mr. Megson about what was the deal with the insurance, and he showed me his insurance card, and it is valid insurance now. What it was is he gets paid, he gets direct deposited, but he has his account set up for the automatic payments for Progressive, and payday and Progressive Day lined up the wrong way on a particular occasion, which means that payment didn't get processed. And if you're on a payment plan to pay your insurance, they just can you right there, like, okay, no. So they had basically shut it off. He didn't know. And this actually is what gave him the knowledge to call him Progressive and say, oh, okay. And then he corrected the error, made the payment that was missing. They reinstated his insurance policy.
Okay.
Other than that, there was no citation issue.
Do we show anything regarding him?
That's what I was curious.
State police.
I don't see anything open for him.
No, I think, and it says in the description that when the trooper, got his license and everything, and that it says that he conducted the stop and realized that he was on bond. So I guess he just thought it would be a idea, because he asked a lot of strange questions to Mr. Magnuson. He's like, "You doing any heroin? No, you doing anything? I don't do any of those drugs." I think it might have been just, he says, "Oh, his eyes were bulging out," and it's like, no. And he's done testing here. He's never tested for any substances. So why he took it upon himself to just, I guess, write a letter, making it look like some kind of a report, but it's really a report of nothing. They did impound the vehicle, which they got the vehicle back. The only thing they found
Were put under arrest?
They did put me in the handcuffs, but then I contacted my attorney. I don't know if my attorney got a hold of them, and that's when I got released.
Yeah, him and his
at the scene.
At the scene, me and my mother both got released at the scene.
Who?
Me and my mother both. My mom.
They found a circular saw and a couple of bottles of pop in the car, but nothing else.
You're riding around with your mother?
You had just got off work. I was on my way home that night.
The only thing he was given at the scene was the business card for the trooper about where the towing is. And
why am I have a 4-page report about operating without insurance. He's with his mama, and then there's a line that they request I violate his bond on this case, which has nothing to do with driving.
No. And I think they might have charges.
No.
My guess is that they saw the charges that were pending against him and thought, oh, okay.
I don't know what to guess. Well, that's a good guess. I don't know what. I
think it's you want to mess with the police officer? Maybe the police officer might mess with you back.
He gets put in handcuffs. I get a 4-page report to violate his bond. So I think that's discretionary then on my part.
Very much so.
Right? So I could or I couldn't. I don't understand. He's with his mama. Right? Now, if he had been out running around every place, and I get that. Well, the last line reads, second to last line, I respectfully request the 14th District Court violate Dustin on bond because he was operating a vehicle without security. It's a misdemeanor.
And he should have arrested
It is.
for the misdemeanor on this
It's
thing.
absolutely a misdemeanor.
It is.
Wanted it, then they issued citation. They didn't issue the citation. So I respectfully decline to violate his bond. I just don't see it. I don't need.
Don't see it either. And I do think it's a little bit of a waste of resource or tax dollars to send this kind of report in time just to try.
It's just another tree. I mean,
my great
I'm not
won't be able to climb trees like I did when I was a kid or build forts because there won't be any trees to do it with.
Maybe not. That's now you got a copy of the report. You can save that.
Well, I guess
right.
Some of the yeah.
All right.
I'm going to give that to you.
All right. With reference to the sentencing.
Sure. Your Honor, before you, Mr. Magnuson is a hardworking guy. He works 40 hours a week. Matter of fact, he works with his mom. That's where they were coming from that day. And but he's a high school graduate, do some ITT tech, and still looking to get that job during the schools. But right now, he's you know what, you do what you got to do in the meantime. And he doesn't have any history. He self-reported. The PSI clearly states that he doesn't have any substance abuse use disorders at all. He maybe drinks twice a year. So does he have a past? Yeah, like from like 7 years ago and a little bit further, some driving on suspended licenses. And that's why he's, having that license was important to him because he finally got that license and everything and got his license all squared away. And he's not that younger guy anymore. He's just asking that, and we're not downplaying the seriousness of the whole incident, but we just ask that we adopt the recommendation.
Anything you want to tell me? No? So he works with mom, drives around with mom, and want me to lock him up. I don't get it. That is.
He lives with his brother as well. They have a very close-knit family.
Apparently.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of families who I'm like, they don't talk. And instead, you grow up close. So.
All right.
We just celebrated a 90th family reunion like a couple of weeks ago. And it's really cool. So for me, I don't know. I grew up from a big family. So
Got it. All right, Mr. Mickelson. Sense of the court, I'm going to place you on 12 months probation. You have to pay $555 fines and costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that?
Can I put on a payment plan and I could have it paid off within maybe 2 or 3 months?
Can you get it paid by October 30th, you think? Do you have anything today?
I do not.
Why does everybody not show up with money? You know what? Bet your mom showed up. Mom would have money.
She's actually off of work right now because she just had surgery.
Yeah, okay. Well, wish you the best from us. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll indicate that it's a payment plan as provided with probation, but he's to have it paid off by October 30th, 2020.
Thank you.
No use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance will be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete a substance abuse assessment, follow all treatment recommendations for status reports to probation. You are to complete a behavior modification class. There's to be no assaultive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. You're to maintain employment with verification to probation. I will order 365 days in jail. Credit to the balance is suspended. Great.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good.
You. Court does call the case People versus Brenda Miles Roberts.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Robin McCoy, P63057, on behalf of Brenda Miles Roberts, who stands to my right.
Your name?
Brenda Miles Roberts.
Thank you. read the pre-sentence report or the alcohol screening and assessment?
You said,
Have you read that?
yes, I did
Okay.
that. And I do have she has letters of support from church, her job, um, and the doctor that she works for. So I don't know if you want to have a chance to look at that.
Well, that's gonna hold us up because obviously want me to review those.
I do.
I haven't seen them, so
I can email the court if you want to just pass it.
I'll have to.
Brenner, would you like these hard copies?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll take the hard copy. All right, so I'll pass this, man.
Okay, thank you.
Court does recall the case, People versus Brenda Miles Roberts.
Again, good morning, Your Honor. Robin McCoy on behalf of Miss Brenda Miles Roberts, who stands to my right.
Your name again?
Miles Roberts.
Thank you. All right, good. You had read the pre-sentence report, no material deletions, corrections, or additions. Anything two of you'd like to say before I propose sentence?
Yes, Your Honor, just by way of explanation. So my client is gainfully employed. She also has her own separate home care business. This is her first time ever having a drunk driving situation. So she's very remorseful about it. Her mother passed away on June 30th. So that she had been grieving and had time off of work. I did notice the violations, and she had explained that for the July 30th violation, her daughter was going for her first college to go to Wilberforce. So that she said August 4th was her first day back to work. I would note that all the testing that she did was resulting in negative testing results. As far as the payment, she said she'll need till Friday to make that payment of the $264 because that's when she gets paid. Okay. Oh, she's saying she can pay $120 today. I did notice that there was the order recommending. Let's see, it's the violation order. And it said that there would comply with the order 3 times a day. I would just note for the court that this is her first time having this offense, doesn't have a history. She was out with a friend, and she said she was at the light and the person came out of nowhere. And so we're requesting that we abide by the report, but we are requesting that she be given the opportunity to, if not, or just discontinue with the sober link, or at least have a reduced time, come back after she's had a period of compliance and come off the sober link. We also provided the verification that she did comply with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving class and the sober link listing, which we emailed to the court in this Pilar. So, and did you want to say something to the court? She does want to say something to the court.
Yeah, the time I was wondering for the times that they were saying that I missed. I'm going through a lot right now.
I read the report. I'm not concerned.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because I just went back to work and I work in the doctor's office. It's kind of hard to be going back. I can be I'm a surgical assistant. So if I'm in surgery and my alarm go off that I got to blow, once I get out of surgery, I might forget. It's just too much. If it was something different, I do, but I can't, that blow thing I got a lot going on with working in a doctor's office. And that was it. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going through a lot right now. I'm going to grieving too about my mom with my insurance company, my medical insurance and everything. So there's a lot going on in my life right now. Besides all of this, there's a lot going on.
And how's your daughter doing in college?
She's doing great and she's loving it. And I'm really alone now because it was just me and my mom. So my mom gone, it's just my daughter gone. So it's just me.
Ms.
Your Honor,
Clara.
yes, Teresa Clara on behalf of probation. Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court know that Ms. Miles Roberts was scheduled for sentencing earlier. But my office had to bump that out because there was a possible restitution claim. So she kind of already has gone on the sober link for an extended period of time. Because I did have to adjourn that for a possible restitution issue. I never received any follow-up from what was initially sent. So therefore, there's no restitution recommended.
Got it.
Okay, but I just wanted the court to be aware that
She was on it.
an extension of time because it had to be adjourned to hash out and see what was going on with restitution.
Got it. Court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of early intervention in educational programming, attendance at AA meetings, and abstinence from all intoxicants. The court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance with recommended treatment. So therefore, the sentence of the court, you're placed on probation for a period of 12 months. You are to pay $855 fines and costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, and $360 probation oversight fees. You're to pay $120 today, and then a payment plan as arranged by probation. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the alcohol highway safety education program. You are to attend one AA meeting per week for a period of 6 weeks with verification to probation. You are to provide proof, and I think you have, of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation. How much longer was she on that sober link, Ms. Clara? Do you have a calculation of days?
Let me see.
A month.
So her original sentencing was,
July 8th.
yes, July 8th. And it was set for
Today. So it's been longer than the 30 days. All right. I will indicate that she moved from the sober link, so the sober link will be discontinued. She's already done what I would ask be done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is sustained. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you and everybody has a great day.
Hi, good morning.
Perfect timing. We're done with that block.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So nice you just stand, but we gotta go. Court stands in recess. All right.
This is file number 182762DS. The matter is captioned Travis Campbell versus Kathleen McIntyre. Mr. Campbell is here, brought to us from the county jail, and Ms. McIntyre is here as well. Looking back at this file, the court last addressed the issue of the minor child, Avery, I think your name is, her custody, parenting time, and child support, with an order signed by the court on February 12th of the year 2025. That order provided that Ms. McIntyre would have physical custody of the minor child, the parties would have joint legal custody, and Mr. Campbell would have the standard non-custodial parenting time schedule, alternate weekends, alternate holidays, things like that. Ms. McIntyre, last month, July 27th of the year 2026, that's his court for what she phrased as emergency ex parte custody. The court declined that invitation because she just didn't follow court rules. It's awfully complicated, and the court is bound to follow its rules. So it denied emergency ex parte custody relief, I guess whatever that is, but invited her to be heard on a normal course of business and motion. And we're here today on a threshold for that motion. So Ms. McIntyre, your job will be to convince the court that there's been a change in circumstances since entry of that order, last February, and you can make that showing to the court now. If you would join me at the podium. And if you'd raise your right hand, do you promise that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Maybe you could just speak into that microphone. There you go. Thank you. So tell me what's happened since February that warrants a full evidentiary hearing on the best interest factors to determine whether or not it's in Avery's best interest to change physical and legal custody.
Sorry, I am going to read from the affidavit that I wrote just because it has everything in order.
I gotta have you speak up though. You gotta just right into that microphone.
Travis was arrested on June 20th during a trip to Michigan Adventures with our daughter, and he is currently facing a DUI charge. I believe it's BAC 0.7 or more in Muskegon that's set for a pretrial. He did have 4 minor children in the car, 1 being our daughter. During that arrest, our daughter witnessed the arrest. There was an accident. He was taken to jail. His live-in girlfriend, Leanne, who resides at the home with him in Avery, had instructed her not to call me. I didn't even find out until one of my friend's daughters was on the trip, and she Snapchatted her mom videos and pictures of what was going on, and I was then contacted, and I still wasn't called. I had to call Avery's phone to hear from her, and then Leanne ended up calling me. Travis was in jail. So I went and I retrieved our daughter. And then on July 19th, 2026, I received a phone call from the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Department asking me if Travis was home. And I said, yes, I believed he was. It was a Sunday. And the officer asked me, how did I know? And I said, well, I had just gotten off of FaceTime with our daughter, and I had just spoken to him about her having some stomach issues and finishing antibiotics. The officer then asked me if he thought that Avery would open the door for them. I then asked, what is going on? And he told me that Travis had a warrant and something that caught up to him, and that they wanted to make contact with him. In the home was Avery, Travis, and Leanne. It's my understanding that there were several police officers there. Avery was told by her father, which I submitted the text threads to the court with my affidavit, basically not to answer the door, that they would go away.
So your allegation is that Mr. Campbell was using your daughter kind of as a buffer between him and the police?
I believe so, yes, but also for a second time, our daughter was told not to cooperate with police and not to seek a safe adult when something was happening. After I told the sheriff, because I tried to call Avery and I tried to text Avery, and I gave the court the text thread. She said, Dad's not letting me open the door. And I had the sheriff on speakerphone as I'm texting her, and I relayed to him, he is there, but he is not letting her open the door. He said, I will call you back. After he hung up with me, I then tried to call both Travis and Avery. I was declined the phone call. And the sheriff then called me back and said he had just spoken with the prosecutor, and because he knows that Travis is in there, they're going to breach the door. They're going to break the door down. Can you call Travis and let him know? And so I then attempted again to try and get Avery to come out so that she did not witness the sheriff's department forcing entry. At this point, I still had no idea what was going on. I just knew that there was a warrant and they were going to break the door down and our daughter was inside and I was trying to get her to come out. They ended up breaking the door in, arresting him at gunpoint. Avery recorded the whole arrest.
How old's Avery?
Avery's 13. Avery recorded the whole arrest via voice memo on her phone. That was sent to the court, but I believe that since June of this past year, you guys don't accept electronic evidence.
You have to bring them to a hearing and admit it, but that's fine. We don't need that today.
I then asked, after I then called, finally was able to get a hold of Avery. And at this point, I'm already on my way from Port Huron to her. I then finally got Avery to answer a FaceTime. She's hysterical. I asked her, Avery, what is going on? She said, Mom, I don't know. I think he's being arrested for touching little kids. That's what she said. I said, how do you know that, Avery? And she said, Leanne was screaming. Leanne is Travis's live-in girlfriend. Leanne was screaming at the officers saying, that girl is mental. That didn't happen. I'm getting the communication from Avery. And again, the officers are not relaying any information to me, which I understand it's an ongoing investigation, but I'm getting information from our 13-year-old who just witnessed all of this. And then after the door was breached and kicked in, Leanne then disclosed by Avery, and which was also disclosed to the detective, or to I don't know if I'm allowed to say that part because I don't know how it's going to be used in the case against Travis. I am sorry. I'm trying to do the best that I can. But Leanne, I was told by Avery that Leanne then, as Avery was trying to leave the house after her father was arrested, Leanne grabbed her, tried to pull her back in. Avery was able to break free and run out of the house. Leanne screamed at her and said, do you want me to tell you verbatim?
It's your motion. You can
get back in the fucking house or I will drag you back in this fucking house. And Avery then sat at the end of the road with one of the officers. And after Avery had conveyed all of this to me, because I didn't at that point know Leanne was home, I had thought maybe she would have opened the door. She didn't. She then, for a second time, stopped our daughter from seeking safety. And I asked the officer, I said, where is the officer? I'm on FaceTime with Avery. And she flipped the phone and she said, he's right here. And I said, get her away from that woman. I can still kind of hear her screaming. They're at the end of the driveway at this point. And he said, we're at the end of the driveway. I said, please drive her to her grandmother's. He said, grandma's on the way. I'm waiting with her. And grandma came, picked Avery up. There was more conversation between Leanne and Avery. There were things that Leanne was telling Avery, grandma was telling Avery. I called Avery back, FaceTime. I said, who is your grandma talking to right now? Because they're in the car.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to go that far in. I'm getting the gist of your argument.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And he is now remanded to the county jail. After he was let out in a PR bond, I had to take Avery to a forensic interview. There was no jurisdiction for CPS to ask the court to place her with me. I then I had to try my best to file a motion.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say factually about this matter?
He is in jail right now.
And what would you like the court to do?
I would like the court to temporarily give me custody of Avery so that I can make decisions for her, get her in school, give her some type of normalcy.
But you already had the authority to put her in school, right? Are you going to change schools?
I live in Port Huron, so she would be
Ah, I see.
Dad is the custodian.
I understand. And she's with you now?
She's been with me since I picked her up
Okay,
at his arrest.
I understand. Thank you so much. Mr. Campbell. Yeah, if you would join me at the podium. I have to give you some advice, even though I'm not your lawyer. A lot of what was said today involves alleged criminal activity by you, and I know that you have charges pending. And I know some of the charges involve what Ms. McIntyre spoke of. And you have a Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I'm going to place you under oath. Actually, would you raise your right hand with me? Do you promise that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. So I know that you're charged with criminal sexual conduct first, criminal sexual conduct second, and that's in file number 262863FC. I know that, and I'm not going to ask any questions about that. You're also charged with the resisting and obstructing assault of a police officer, and that's another matter. And that's a district court right now pending bind over. And a lot of what Ms. McIntyre said kind of leans into that. So if you say anything about that, that could be used against you in that criminal matter, and it could get you into trouble. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes. And you have a right to be represented by an attorney in that criminal matter. I think you have an attorney. You're not necessarily entitled to court-appointed counsel in this matter because this is a family law matter. But I just want you to understand. And today is a threshold hearing. The court has to determine whether or not there's been a material change of circumstances in the life of the minor child that would warrant a full evidentiary hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So having advised you on your Fifth Amendment rights, how would you like to respond to Ms. McIntyre's allegations?
You are right. I do believe I'm going to be talking in front of you about the obstruction and whatnot, so I'm not really for sure how much I can get into that.
You're absolutely correct.
I can say my girlfriend does not swear or anything, nor did she grab at my daughter in front of the cops, and the cops can vouch for that. She doesn't swear. At the time, she got mad at Kathleen about, we thought she had called the cops and whatnot, and I was supposed to turn myself in the very next day. So we didn't know exactly what was going on at that particular moment by any means, because nobody was saying who they were knocking on the door, what have you, but I'm not going to go into that. With the ex parte, Avery went to Wausau schools for the past 8 years, going on 9, because she's going to be in 8th grade, started at pre-K. She's an AB student. She's in competitive cheer, line cheer, volleyball, track, all that through Wausau. She excels very well. My girlfriend has basically been the mother of her when Kathleen was in jail for 14 months, then several months later, 4 more months. So like 18 months out of 2 years, Kathleen was in jail from like 2024 through 2025, end of summer. This all popped off very quickly. The CSC, whatever, and whatnot, 2 years after the allegations. We thought it was not anything was even going to come of it, but here we are. I do not want Avery to go. I have full physical and we split legal. And so Kathleen would have Avery every other weekend. I would like Avery to go back to her actual home, which is with us. Like I said, I've been with my girlfriend for 5.5 years. She was very involved in Pentecostal Church, can I pronounce it, for 25 years. Very religious. We go to church on Sundays over here at Mount Hope. She has a very structured lifestyle being at our house. And like I said, basically Leanne, my girlfriend, has considered Avery her daughter for the past 5.5 years, has taken very good care of her. Like I said, would never swear at her. She doesn't swear. It just period. I take that on her oath. She did get mad at Katie, like I said, because she thought Katie was the one who called the cops, which I do believe so, but what have you. I just would like Avery to come back home. She's already been with Kathleen for 3.5 weeks. Yes, I am in jail. I'm trying to figure out bond on that and what have you. My attorney, Clint Perryman, is trying to figure that out and what have you. But Avery's gonna be starting school on the 22nd or 24th, I want to say. And yes, potentially I might be in jail at that time. I would ideally trying to get back out so we can go back to, the structured lifestyle Avery has had. Like I said, she's an AB student at Owasso. I really don't want her to try to go to another school. There was rumor that Avery had mentioned about getting homeschooled at Katie's if she goes back to Kathleen's. I do not recommend that at all. Like I said, Avery does very well in school. I want to keep that up. She either wants to be a lawyer or a neurologist, and I want that to keep being true for her. So, I mean, there was this stuff that had went on, whatever, like I can't really get into with the cops coming over and what have you. But, yeah, I mean, that's basically about the gist of it, I guess, right now. I mean, she has a very structured lifestyle.
So your plan is that your child would reside with some third party that is not the child's parent?
It would be with my girlfriend that I've been with for 5 years.
Correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Campbell. Another reason why I didn't grant Ms. McIntyre's emergency motion for custody is that at the same time she filed her pleadings, Mr. Campbell was before this court on the issue regarding the CSEs and the RNOs, and the court lodged him and significantly increased his bond on the CSEs $500,000 cash surety. I'm not quite familiar with Ms. McIntyre's history. I know that there's been some problems because Mr. Campbell was the primary physical custodian. And he may be right. Maybe she was incarcerated up until recently. But I've got two parents. I've got two choices. Without a guardianship, I don't have a third choice. And it is outside of the realm of possibilities for this court to place a minor child with a third party when one party is in jail and the other party is available to take the child. If that other party isn't safe, i.e. Ms. McIntyre, well, then that's a CPS issue. That's a Child Protective Services issue. But for the time being, I do know that Mr. Campbell is charged with criminal sexual conduct first, criminal sexual conduct second. I also know that he was bound over to this court for trial, which means that either Mr. Campbell himself agreed that there's probable cause to believe criminal sexual conduct occurred and there's probable cause that he did it, or a court made that finding. Either way, a finding was made that there's some evidence that this crime occurred and there's some evidence that he committed it. Does that prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty? Of course not. But there's this one level of due process that Mr. Campbell was entitled to and was given. But the people met that burden, and now he is in circuit court for trial. The other one, the resisting and obstructing, that is still pending buying over. As I understand it, that's still pending in the district court. And I don't know what's going to become of that case. I do have the text messages from the child to mother and to dad. It looks like he's asking her to be a buffer between himself and the police. Now, maybe Mr. Campbell is right.Maybe he thought they were there for something else. Maybe he thought the police was there because Ms. McIntyre called him and it wasn't that they were there to arrest him for a sex crime. I don't know, but it doesn't matter whether the police are there for anything. It certainly isn't appropriate to have your minor child ward off the police while you hide, especially if the girlfriend's in the house, which I didn't realize that until just now. So there's a lot of dysfunction in Dad's house right now. It's too bad because it sounds like Avery was doing pretty well up until then. Looking to MCL 722.27A3, a child has a right to parenting time with a parent unless it's shown on the record by clear and convincing evidence that it would endanger the child's physical, mental, and emotional health. And the court finds on this record, with the testimony it received from both mom and dad, that there is evidence that this child's physical and emotional health is endangered. I find that burden has been met by clear and convincing evidence. So the court does find also that there is a material change in circumstances, or a proper cause for that matter, for this case, not the criminal case, to move on to the next stage. And that would be an evidentiary hearing in front of this court's referee to determine whether or not it's in Avery's best interest that legal and physical custody be changed. In the interim, the court is going to order that Ms. McIntyre have temporary physical and legal custody of Avery, and Dad's parenting time is temporarily suspended until further order of the court. Is there a child support obligation, Ms. McIntyre?
There is, Your Honor.
That will be ceased as well. That's the order of the court. We'll get you a copy of the order before you leave, and we'll let you know when you are meant to appear before this referee for the next stage in these proceedings. Thank you all very much. If, Mr. Campbell, you were to post bond, you're welcome to petition this court for whatever relief you feel is appropriate. Thank you.
Was that a wild one or what? Well, ladies and gentlemen, another day gone, another set of cases in the books. Man, were they some cases for today. What can I say? I have no clue about a lot of the specifics related to the very last case as far as like some of the questions going on in chat over here. Your postulations are as good as mine. I saw the exact same thing you did. But the fact that I saw it the same way the judge did. It sounded to me a lot like the guy was using his baby as a human shield, and that's just I don't know. Given those circumstances over the last 30 days, I would imagine the young lady has a much better placement with mama than with papa for the time being. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about the girlfriend screaming at the cops while the whole thing's going on. That's just all too weird to me. It's all too weird, the whole thing. But it was great to see former Judge Slavin in front of Judge Simpson. That was a surprise, and both of those Simpson cases were kind of feel-good cases. I kind of wanted to put those in as breathers between the kind of crazy stuff that went on in Kansas and earlier on in the docket in Royal Oak. That one lady who was just insistent that she was going to fight her speeding ticket because that was just not right to have a $300 speeding ticket. And the really nice girl who just didn't want any points and was really polite about the situation, and things were worked out in the end. She got no point. Still got a ticket. Got no point. All interesting. Cautionary tales, each and every one. Something to learn from for everybody, no matter your station or situation. Okay. That was R2D2. Thank you, R2, for that. And thank you, all of you. All of these names on the screen. Vegas Starlight, Donald Westerdale, Darth Steven, Donald. Who doesn't love Webby? I love Webby. Judge Webster is probably one of the best judges that I cover in all of the court tube sphere. Vegas says Sean making his own backroom film live on Court Zoom. I saw that too. That was an interesting observation. I missed that super chat when it came in because I was out back with the puppy dogs. I apologize so greatly for not immediately saying something about it. Thank you, Spec. We love you, right? Darth Stevens, the deplorable. Bye. We'll see you soon, Bueller. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your lone wolf Usul. I am the crazy little cat behind the dog that puts all these little videos together. Fresh from court tube for the day. There'll be more tomorrow, the day after that, I think I have a full court case for us to watch, and it looks like an interesting one. I'll tell you about it later. But for now, I am out. And remember, only you can take a bite out of crime. Bye.